We are Together for the Oceans, an organization that is trying to stop pollution of the oceans. We think that animals have the same right to life as humans.
Because we are so lazy even to recycle or to throw a plastic in the trash instead of the ground and things like that, marine animals don't have to pay for it. That's why we want to put an end to all this, and we hope that this video will make you aware a little and change your way of living if you haven't done it yet.
The waters of seas and oceans have always attracted youth. We enjoy them from the ground, navigating them or immersing ourselves in them. They are a source of life and health, ways of communication, and the magnet of the good and the bad that man develops on Earth. Their overexploitation, land size, and lack of awareness of their importance are pushing their stat to the limit. Oceans and seas are at stake. There are credited boys that have already raised the alarm and moved in their defense. Now there is much to be done and awareness before it is too late and there is no turning back.
The way we live affects the oceans because we produce a lot of non-biodegradable material. Of this material, a huge percentage ends up in the ground, instead of its corresponding container. Later, the wind takes it away, and most, if not all, ends up in the oceans. More and more plastics objects are being produced, such as plates, glasses, bottles, or bags. When we get rid of them, they can end up in a landfill, be incinerated or recycled. However, due to the actions of wind and rain, this waste can also reach the sea even when they throw it away. They may end up abandoned due to the actions of storms, wind or rain, or simply because they have not been disposed of properly. This way, they can reach rivers of other waterways, and even in the sewage systems of urban areas. Once there, unless they are removed beforehand, their final destination will be the sea, no matter how far we are from the coast.
Nowadays, only 9% of all the plastic that we have produced and consumed only the present time worldwide has been recycled, 12% has been incinerated, and the vast majority, 79%, has ended up in landfills or in the middle ambient. Plastic objects can also reach the sea from landfills by the water that flows through them. In addition, we also find plastics in the sea that came from deliberate garbage, discharge from accidental discharge from ships, or from effluents from sewage treatment plants and wastewater treatment plants. 18% of the waste we find in the sea comes from land, with the remaining 20% from maritime activity. Because the plastic is very persistent and easily dispersed, we can find plastics in every corner of the planet from the Arctic to the Antarctic. Once the plastic objects reach the sea, they can be ingested by the marine fauna and accumulate inside them. They can stay in suspension, floating on the surface. They can finally sink and remain on the surface, or they can even be trapped in the ice of the Arctic. Plastics have been found even in the deepest areas, more than 10,000 meters deep. The plastics that we find on the surface are only the tip of the iceberg, since they represent less 15% of all plastics in the sea.
Currently, 5 concentration zones known as plastic soaks have been identified. 1 in the Indian Ocean, 2 in the Atlantic, and 2 in the Pacific. These surface areas have a high concentrations of microplastics. On the coast, you can also find them, especially in regions with high coastal populations, with inadequate waste management systems, intensive fisheries, or high tourism. In the Mediterranean, we also find a large amount of microplastics, similar to those of the source of plastic. In fact, between 21% and 54% of all the microplastics particles in the world are found in the Mediterranean basin. During the investigations carried out by Greenpeace in 2050, an average of 320 garbage objects were collected for 100 meters of beach sampled in Spain, with 75% of this waste being plastic objects. Every day, 30 million plastics, cans and bottles continue to be abandoned in Spain, which pollute our terrestrial, coastal and marine environment.
The pollution of the ocean is a fact. We cannot avoid it. If we don't do nothing to stop it, it will end up destroying the oceans and killing all sea animals. We have to end this or this will end up with use. Try to reduce the product you buy, especially those that are not biodegradable. If there is no demand, there is no product. If you buy something reused, it is as many times as possible. And when it doesn't work anymore, recycle it.
We love the earth, it is our planet. We love the earth, it is our home. We love the earth, it is our planet. We love the earth, it is our home. Hi, I'm a baboon. I'm like a man, just less advanced, and my anus is huge.
No one knows what I do, but I look pretty cool in my white or black.
I'm a lion cub, and I'm always getting licked.
How's it going? I'm a cow. You drink milk from my tits. I'm a fat fucking pig.
I'm a common fungus.
I'm a disgruntled skunk, shoot you out my butthole.
I'm a marijuana plant, I can get you fucked up.
And I'm Kanye West.
We love the earth, it is our planet. We love the earth, it is our home. We love the earth, it is our planet. We love the earth, it is our home. We love the earth.
Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, body. We are the vultures, feed on the dead. We're just some rhinos, funny as heck.
I'm just a